All right, everybody, welcome to Iconic TV. We are live. It's Tuesday, and this is part 3 of our sessions that we are doing on how to monetize to millions with social media and how to do it all organically. So, what does that mean? No ads. What if you could grow your business without having a huge expense attached to it and everything else became profit? How many of you love extra profit in your business? If that's you, give me a thumbs up, let me know. And I also want to know, like, who's here? Where are you coming in from? And I would love to know, what is your favorite platform for social media if you are trying to take your business and scale it? All right, so that's what we're talking about today. I hope you guys are ready for an amazing, amazing show. And my name is Dr. Connie Scavella. I am your host for this show every Tuesday, 5 p.m. I'm also the founder of the Iconic Entrepreneur Movement. I've written 2 #1 best-selling books, international speaker, and a business growth strategist. And what does that mean for you? For you, that means my whole focus is on turning your business around and taking you from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less without the stress and the struggle and the overwhelm that comes with trying to grow a business. So if you're ready to get started, we're ready to go. And this is part 3. So what we're talking about today is this: Social Selling Stairway. We're going to show you 4 bundles of steps that you can use to elevate your sales and to do it all naturally. So that's really the key. So how about you guys? I don't know if you're loving the stairway to heaven concept, but do you guys remember that song way back? I don't know what year or era that was, but you remember the Led Zeppelin song, the Stairway to Heaven? A great song, but it was a long song. It's a super long song, right? And in fact, does anybody know how long that song is? If you do know, put it in the comments, let me know. And by the way, if this is your first time here, type a number 1 in the comments and let us know that it's your first time. If you've been here before, you know exactly what to do. Then type down in the comments below pro, that you guys are pros. So who knows how long the Led Zeppelin song is, Stairway to Heaven? Do you hear it in your head? And she's gone. Okay, I'm not going to sing for you guys, right? But how long is it? Put it in the comments. Let me know. We've got some prizes to give out today. So who knows how long that song is? I know some of you might cheat and Google it real quick. That's okay. Let me know, how long do you think it is? And I've got an amazing team here today. I've got Angie and Angie. They are our twin members of the Iconic team, and they're going to help you get all of the giveaways. We have a whole bunch of prizes to give to you guys today, just for showing up live, because this is our 3rd part of the series. So if you're going to want anything, let us know. Yeah, remember that song? Okay, so I'm not going to tell you yet until somebody guesses right. So here's my story with, you all probably have one. When I say that song, right, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, I mean, what were you doing? Were you driving in the car? Were you at a lookout point with somebody? Because this goes way back, right? We're dating ourselves here. What were you doing? Well, I remember in school, when we'd have a school dance, I'm not going to tell you what grade I was in, because then you guys could do the math. But when we were in school, they'd play that song. And it's so long, you remember how long it was? That would always be the last song of the dance, okay? It might be a prom or whatever you guys had, okay? So it was always the last song, and it was so long and it was a slow song. So what does that mean? That means it's either a blessing or a curse, depending on who you're dancing with, right? If you got a really handsy person, maybe a curse, or you got somebody that doesn't know how to dance, another curse, or maybe it's like the love of your life, where you think, I'm going to marry this person at that young age, and then it's a total blessing, right? You guys have that? Do you guys remember ever dancing to that song, Stairway to Heaven? Was it a blessing or curse? What do you remember? I remember the last time I remember that is at this dance, and I sewed my own outfit. I love design, and so I thought I was going to be the next Calvin Klein or Anne Klein or Chanel and design all this stuff on the runways and all that. So I made my own outfit, this pink silk thing. It was so amazing, and it was like best dressed ever, right? Unless some of my high school friends are here and deny it, but it was a beautiful dress, and that song came on, and I was like, oh dear, what's gonna happen? And then I see it coming, right? There he is walking towards me, and then there he is walking towards me. There's two guys coming towards me, ready to ask me to dance. One is a stud, one is a total dud. Okay, so I want to know from you guys, have you ever had that feeling? Like one's a stud, one's a dud, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I want you to vote, okay? Because as they were approaching me, you know, usually the anticipation of I'm gonna get asked to dance, I was really kind of worried, right? I didn't know which one is gonna beat. The nothing to lose dud or the really shy stud, okay? So which one do you think I ended up with, the dud or the stud? I want you guys to vote. Let me hear your vote. What do you think it was? Do you think it was the dud, or do you think it was the stud? Just put down in the comments. And if you know how long that song is, I've got a gift for you. So in fact, I'll give you guys two gifts if you guys can get this. So we're gonna have some fun today, right? So you know, I really wanted the good guy, the one I wanted all year long, right? And I'll just tell you, because my date ended up drinking too much and throwing up in the parking lot. So I came back in, and he wasn't the one I wanted to be with, right? So too much information, but. The Power of Wish is my first book that I wrote, best-selling book. Whoever guesses right will get a copy of this book. There could be more guesses, so I'm going to wait a few minutes and tell you guys in a little bit towards the end who it was. So just write stud or dud down below. Which one do you think I ended up dancing to that very, very, very long song with? Was it a double strikeout that night, you know, two duds, or did my Prince Charming actually show up on time? So let me know. And if you have a great Stairway to Heaven story, I would love to hear it. So enough of that fun. Let's go ahead and get started. So where have we been? Where have we come from? Okay, so for the first part of this series, right, monetize to millions, we talked about this. We talked about the importance of groups and growing them organically, and how do you grow and monetize those. That was an amazing thing. We had a giveaway that we had for the 10 steps on how you can grow and monetize groups. And then we went into the next one, which is talking about viral growth, right? How do you actually grow your group virally? And how do you do it with viral content? If you guys remember this, that we're talking about all the different ways you can make your posts go viral and how much money you can make, right? And if you just had 100 people, I showed you last week, just with 100 amazing posts and people watching, that you can actually turn that in to $1.2 million. So it's not that hard. Okay, so I know a lot of people think it is hard. Today we're going to talk about, you know, these steps. What are the 4 selling steps? Okay, and we'll go over those in a little bit. What do you have to do to have, you know, a really iconic business? And so let's go over this. And this is the whole kind of question in the stairway, right? Social selling or content selling? That's the great debate. A lot of people are confused. What should I do? Do we do social selling and really connect with people and, you know, outreach and message? And what is social selling? Okay, because I know there's a really bad derivative of it, and people were calling it one thing and acting like they invented it. Just like what's his name said he invented the internet. That's not true, okay? So I'm going to show you what social selling really is, and then we're going to look at it versus content selling, okay? So which one are you doing? Which one should you do if you want $1 million business, okay? Because that's what we're all about here, is how do we take your business from where it is and scale it to $1 million? If you're already at 6 figures, no brainer. We can take you there in a year. But if you're just starting out, the first year we're going to cross the 6-figure barrier, and then from that part will take you the next year to 7 figures. Okay, so it's a very simple process, 4 simple steps. Don't worry about it. Okay, if you do want some help with that, like that sounds good, I'm really tired of playing small, then I would love to hop on a call with you, okay, and figure out where are you, what can I help you with, what are you stuck on, okay? And so all you have to do is schedule the call We're going to strategize a plan based on where your business is right now. I'm going to give you a plan, a strategy written out. You will see it step by step by step. And then you can run with it and your business skyrockets. Okay, so if you're wondering, oh gosh, what happens on a call, is it scary and all that? No, it's really, really simple. It's all about scaling your business, and that is my number one passion. So if you're ready and you say, hey, I'm ready to take my business to another level, I want to add another zero to the back of my income, right? If you're at 100,000, I'd love to get to $1 million, right? So how do you want to grow that business? If you're ready, please book a call. Just type call down below. You can also just say callconnie.com is a place that you can go and do it right away. And then you're going to meet with me and directly, and then we're going to talk. And so you're going to set aside about 45 minutes so I can find out about your business, lay out a specific strategy, and then you can do it. And then you come back and tell me how amazing it is. All right? So you good with that? Give me a thumbs up. Give me some love if you love the idea of going to 7 figures. Okay? Don't be shy. I want everyone to make a comment, because everyone who makes a comment is going to get something special today. Okay? So let's go ahead and keep moving forward. So what do you think it is? I want you to vote on this too. Are you more of a social seller, or are you more content seller? And you put out lots and lots of content, but you're not really that social, that intimate with people, okay? Which one are you more? And do you think it's the right one? If you're not doing either, or maybe you're like, I know it's better to be more intimate with people and connect with them, but I don't know how, or I'm scared, that's okay too. Just let me know. Which one do you think is going to take you to $1 million faster, social or content? Okay, so we also showed you the grid, right? How to track your numbers. These are the when we talked about week 1, those 10 things, okay? And so this is where we are right now on the last part of it. Is getting really focused on the engagements and the offers. Okay, so is this making sense so far? I want to know where you are, a content person or a social person, because we want to teach you social selling, because a lot of people really don't know how to do it. Okay, so let's go look at exactly what's required here. And these are the 4 cornerstones of social selling. Really, really simple, okay? So, and I'll explain some of them, but I want you guys to know we have a whole bundle. Everything, these 3 parts and all the extra gifts that I haven't been able to show you, but I'm just giving you quick highlights, are all wrapped together in a bundle. And if you want the bundle, just type bundle down below. And my team will just tell you, just type bundle. They'll put the link there so you can get it, but just watch right now, and then you can get all this, watch it at your convenience, and go through all the worksheets and templates and everything else. Okay, so these are the 4 cornerstones of selling. The connection, like you've got to be able to connect, and in that connection, that's a big part of where your content comes in, right? What mechanisms are you using to connect with people? And are you doing, you know, DM messenger chat type of thing? Are you actually putting out content? How many of you go live? If you go live every week, or like we do, or maybe you do some lives, are you just going and following the fads, right? Are you just doing little mini videos, whether it's TikTok or shorts or reels? Is that how you're connecting with people? Okay, so one of the things, if you're gonna reach out to people, you have to know what the formula is for that. Okay, so there's a copywriting formula that we teach. It's a SOAR 4-step copywriting formula. Don't worry, you can screenshot it if you want to. You don't have to write it down. It's all in the bundle. Okay, and what are the 4 steps of that copywriting that you need to get your content to connect? Okay, first thing, you have to got to steer them with a question that will get them to answer with a yes. Okay, then you have to open them up, okay, so that they're open to whatever your position is, your proposition is. Okay, now you need them to answer. Okay, so they're like, oh, that's interesting, but if they don't answer you, what good is that, right? So, and you're going to show them how you found a solution to what they're looking for, because everybody has a problem, but if you're not the one to give them a solution, they're not going to work with you. And a request. You want to get them to do something, okay? So that's how simple it is, okay? People say copywriting is really hard and confusing. No, we give you the 4-step formula. It's all in the bundle. Don't worry about it. And then you'll know, oh, this is how I structure my messages out to the world, okay? So what's the second thing that is the cornerstone that we have to look at? Community. This is huge. This is why we led with this. This is of the 4 things that you have to do to understand what social selling is, because it's not just one thing. It's not just DMing, okay? I want to be really clear. But community is the next thing. And you will see this with all the big gurus. Everybody is trying to get their own community somewhere, okay? You see it with Frank Kern now. You see it with Sam Ovens, who used to be legendary. Everybody's trying to get people in a community. And the easiest, fastest, simplest, freest way to do it is with Facebook, okay? And just because it has such an amazing pull, okay? And so you have to have a community. If you don't have a community, number one, you're just not going to scale. You can't, okay? So you need a community for everybody. And if you want help with the community, just write help, okay? Just write help down below. We have a whole class called Social Media Fast Start that we actually set you up with your community. It's really, really cool. And then boom, the next day you're ready to go. So if you want to know about our Social Media Fast Start, just type in that you want some help. We'll reach out to you afterwards, or Angie and the other Angie are here and they can help you out, okay? So community is very, very important. What is the third thing is the conversations, okay? You've got it. Once you've got people there, you have a place for them to go, okay? And then the conversations begin. And this is where people get stuck, right? They're doing good. Okay, oh, I got a group and or whatever. Oh, I'm talking to people. Oh, I got my stuff out there. And then they freeze because most people are really, really bad at connection, right? They're really bad at small talk. So we wrote a book. It's the official DM handbook. And it's a guide to show you, how do I actually connect with people? What do I do? Okay, so if you need some help with all of this stuff, again, we have over 200 different resources that we can help you with. But if that's where you get stuck, if you get stuck on the conversation part of social selling, like I'm not really much of a talker, I don't really know what to do, then let us know and we can help you out, because there's so many ways that you can do it, different formulas that we have created, and they're for the different types of personality. And we talked about the different types of personality last week, okay? And what is the fourth thing, okay? And the fourth thing is the conversion. How do you actually convert people into either an appointment or into whatever your offer is? So it does you no good if you're just online all the time and trying to be social, but you never actually turn it into something to grow your business. Has anybody ever had that? Like, I feel like I'm online all the time and nothing is happening. So social selling is really a bigger concept than most people think, okay? So there's a wrong way to do it, there's a right way to do it. Let's look at both of them. This is the old way that people would do things, right? This is what doesn't work anymore, despite the fact that this is what everybody's been teaching you and they are still teaching you, okay? And what are they saying? Oh, well, if you're going to be online, you just have to get your brand right. And then you come up with a whole bunch of posts and spend 4 years a day on Canva and design, okay? And then you come up with a plan. You know, you see those all the place. Here's your 1-year plan. Here's your 1-year plan. And then you put it out there and you post everything, and then you sit back and you wait for the results to come in. And then you do it again and you're like, oh, let me go create a whole bunch of ideas. Let me follow this posting plan and let's see what happens. Oh, and you see this loop happens. And it's completely the wrong way to do it, okay? So people get it wrong all the time. I'm going to show you what's right in a sec. And also let you guys know some of the other resources you can use to get this, okay? So what is the right way to do it? What works today? It's more of, rather than a linear process, it's really a circular process, okay? And you've got to start with the solid research, analysis and hypothesis, data-based ideation, design singularity, and then review and iterate. So this is the key. This is our formula, how we do it. So just follow it, okay? If you follow those 5 basic principles, that will take you there. And what we have is an outline of how do you do that and what do all those things mean. That was a lot of, $12 words. So in the bundle, you will get all of that, okay? So if you don't have time to see it, I only have 30 minutes, so I want to make sure you guys are getting the big picture of things that you can start with, okay? Because everything we're teaching you, there's a lot of parts and pieces to it, right? And it's not like, oh, you just think about something. There's structure to it, okay? And there's, your tracking and your numbers and all of that is important. And we also have in your bundle, all the different resources that you're going to need, okay? And the different trackers and the content builders and the calculators and everything, okay? So just type bundle if you really, really, really are serious about growing your business on social media, but you don't want to spend all the money on ads anymore, okay? So if you want to get the tools you need, just type #bundle, okay? It's all together, and then we just housed it, so you have lifetime access to it, and we just housed it in a portal that you can access whenever you want. Just log in with your password, and then you have all the materials there, so you don't have us sending you, endless PDFs in your email or your DM that you'll lose, okay? So we just put it all in one central hub for you, so you can see it all together. Okay, and my team will put down the link if you guys want that. So what does it look like? Okay, because this works on all social media, by the way. And this book is our LinkedIn book. So if you are thinking, I need to take my audience over from LinkedIn, and I know there's a lot of LinkedIn people watching today, so if that's your thing and you want to know how do I use social selling for LinkedIn, then we can help you. So here's some of the things, right? When we've turned into this new way of selling with social selling, virtual selling, 1 out of 3 people say, hey, this is here to stay. I'd rather do this. In fact, 31% of people who buy something over $500,000 never saw the person they dealt with. Imagine that. That wouldn't happen in other times, right? And you're going to get all this in this LinkedIn book. If you want that, just type LinkedIn or bundle. And selling time is more precious. People find out that they just don't have enough time for selling as much anymore. 30% of the people feel that way. But here's the other thing is that 81% of buyers feel that they're not getting enough connection with people. And if people would just challenge them and change their way of thinking and show them some new things, they would be happy to change their status quo. Imagine that. Most people just say, hey, you already doing that? And they walk away. But 81% of buyers say, I would rather have somebody challenge me, say, no, my stuff is better. Okay? So think about that. There's probably a lot of people that you're missing. And of the top people, when you look at numbers and revenue and sales, the top people and the top performers are doing research, okay? 76% of the top performers do research on their audience and their market, okay? Oh, there it is, the 89% want to be challenged. So all of that comes from our LinkedIn book, okay? If you want that, okay, we put this together. There's 30 tips on how do you use social selling on LinkedIn. I know a lot of you are good on Facebook and now you're trying to expand, and if you want to tap into the LinkedIn market, just type #LinkedIn and we will get that for you, okay? And if you are new, remember we are still doing our question, stud or dud, how did the night end? Make your vote because we've got some gifts for you. Okay, so if there is anyone on LinkedIn, just type LinkedIn. I want to know who are the LinkedIn people. If your primary site is Facebook, type that. If it's primarily YouTube, if it's primarily TikTok, where are you focusing your energy for your business as far as social? Because social selling is not just one thing. It is, people think, oh, it's just DMs. It is absolutely not, okay? There are some, gurus that had falls from graces, and they'd say, oh, it's this, and I invented it. It's a whole universe, right? It's everything, and it includes your emails, and it includes, different ways of doing it, whether it's video or audio or voice messaging. It's so much more than just DM. Okay, so if you're like, oh god, she's just going to talk about DM, absolutely not. It's a huge kind of what do we call it, a biosphere that you tap into with social selling. All right, so if you do want some help, we're happy to help you figure it all out and go up rather than down with your social selling, right? So all you have to do is type #call. If you're on a phone, you can just type #meetconnie.com or anywhere or anytime if you just need to remember that. And if you go with us, hop on a call. We're going to definitely take your business up. But if you're trying to do this landscape on your own, it's very difficult. All right. So we want you to make sure you get some help. Okay. And that call is 100% free. So don't worry about it. And then we really do look at your business and break it down. Okay. So we talked about the 4 cornerstones, right? That you have to get right in your business. And now let's look at the 4 reasons why people will talk to you. This is really key. Okay, so you know what? Where you have to be the overall big picture pie in the sky, but what do you do to actually get people to connect with you? Okay, and so the first one is content. And there's so many different ways to get content. It can be the video, it can be the voice, it can be your live, it can be images, it could be, we showed you the copywriting formula, it can be through email. There's a whole bunch of ways. It can be through giveaways and lead magnets and things like that. Okay, so everybody understands content, but then there's the authority, right? How are you going to tell the world that you are an authority? What do you do? Like I opened up and I told you guys some of my stats and what I've done, right? Establishing the authority. So what's your authority? Do you have a line? Do you have what we call a power pitch to let people know, oh, this is what I'm an expert in. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I worked at billion-dollar companies. What is your authority? Okay. And then the next thing that people are going to want, the third thing, is they're going to want proof. Okay. And they want the proof. They want to see, okay, you got good stuff. I'm following you. And I like what you're saying. I'm starting to trust you. But I don't know if I can believe you for sure. So you're saying good stuff, but what does everyone else say? Okay. So I want to give you an example of how that looks. So for example, we had some people that I just wanted to highlight to give you an idea of what that looks like and how this could work for you. Okay, because you need proof, and the power of third-party proof is really, really important. So if you come down our feed in our Iconic Entrepreneur group, then you will see some of these. Okay, and these are just from today. So if you look at, for example, Christy Lopez, who works with us, who is one of our alumni, and last week she made $6,000, and on top of that, she just decided to go outright and buy her husband a new car. Right? She does her business as well as a very high level corporate job. Okay? Here's a couple more. So on the left, we have Doc Heather, a physician, and she's totally on fire. She created an iconic premium offer based on her specialty, right? And her area of expertise. All of our clients do high ticket, okay? And so she, again, had another new client last week. And then on the right, you see Angie Langley, and also had some very sweet success. She has a unique proprietary process, also called the Lift Method, and had new clients for that. So just by creating high ticket offers, imagine if you could have new clients every week, every day. And it's very possible. So we talked about Angie Langley. There's another Angie DeVries, who a lot of you know, who's our community manager here. Angie went from 0 to 6 figures in 6 months. That alone is impressive. But what's really impressive is she did it as a mom, as a homeschooling mom, as a wife, She's a primary income earner in her house, a parent to 7 pets, 5 new recent ones, and she just graduated magna cum laude from school. Okay, so doing all of that, like, what's your excuse? And people are like, well, how'd you do that? Because Angie came from nothing. And she always says this: I just followed the 4 steps, right? I didn't complicate it. Everybody has too much on their plate. Here's another example. Doris Yip, one of our newer iconic members, and Doris had a $15,000 day today. So imagine that. What if you just had a $15,000 day? Not a $15,000 quarter, not a $15,000 year, but a $15,000 day. How amazing would your life be? All right. So these are just some examples of what happens when people do work with us, because what we focus on is getting you a high ticket program that sells instantly, and you only have one offer, right? You're not bogged down with so many things. The reason we talk about 4 steps is because one of those steps is an amazing offer. Okay. So if you want help with yours, and you want to figure out how can I get one amazing offer and make $15,000 a day like Doris did, it's really easy. Just pick up the phone and call us. Go to Call Connie or meetconnie.com, okay? And we'll help you out. So that's an example of what you need to do as well in social selling. You have to have the proof. Does what you do work? And when people say, oh, well, those are completely different examples, right? And they all work. So what's your story, right? And do you have enough of them? And are you sharing them with the world so they understand that you actually, do accomplish what you say, okay? So let's go back to the last one. After you can verify all of that, then it has to be relevant. It has to be spot on for everybody. So is it what they're working on? And this becomes an issue for you if you're, okay, and this is this is one of the things that is what you see going wrong all the time, okay? And that is that people are putting out content and they're becoming an authority on something that's totally not relevant to their audience. And let me show you kind of what I mean by this is that what they're doing, a lot of people are going out and doing reels and shorts and things because they think that's what everyone is doing and that'll bring them business. But they're talking on stuff that has nothing to do with their business. And half the time when people reach out to us, we're trying to figure out, oh, what do they do? We can't figure it out. Like, how are you in business and how are you taking advantage of the greatest opportunity in the world to be online? And then you don't let people know exactly what you do so that it's relevant to them, okay? So what we talk about all the time is the money aspect. It's not the only aspect, but people are usually not making as much money as they want. So we always want to give you ways to increase your income and under different umbrellas, whether it's clients or hiring and freeing up your time and elevating your mind so that you can get your mind right to make more income, okay? 90% of being a millionaire is your mindset. So are you putting out content that is relevant? And if you're not sure, we'll be happy to do an audit of your sites, okay? Just let us know and we'll go through and then I'll give you a video audit and show you exactly what needs to happen, okay? So that you can actually make the money. Is that making sense? Okay, so social selling is a lot bigger than people think. It is not just the DM, so don't get confused in that. I would love to have you have these 4 steps broken down for you in the workbook, okay? And this is really what you need to do. You need to establish a professional brand. Make sure you have a real good brand that you might have to pivot, all right? We see a lot of people that we talk to and then it's like, no, you got to redo your whole business. This isn't working anymore. It might have worked pandemic time, but not post-pandemic, okay? Because it's a different market. And are you finding the right people? Some people have a really hard time finding any people. So are you finding the right people? We can help you with that. And are you engaging with them with insights? Okay, so give them things that are relevant to them as we were talking, and then really build that relationship. And from there, that's really where that connection point comes in, because you've really got to get intimate. And so what I want to just remind you guys is that in the last 3 weeks, we covered what it takes to monetize your business, how to take it to $1 million and use social media, but not be ad dependent. None of the strategies we showed you are about ads. They're all about using what's already there, okay? And if that's you, if you're serious about growing your business and taking it to another level, it doesn't matter if, where you are. But if you have a business that you want to have an online presence, whether it's brick and mortar now and you don't have anything there, or you have a service-based business but you don't know how to tap into that, you could be in different kind of industries. We see a lot of different industries. Let us know, okay? Just hop on a call with us. You can just hop on a call with us for 10 minutes if you'd like, just to say, hey, can you point me in the right direction, okay? But take this stuff, go back and watch the replays if you missed the replays, and look at the first one, like how do you establish that community? Then how do you put content out there that people are going to respond to? And then the third one is how do you actually get that connection? And how do you then take them from connecting and having those conversations and then moving it into a conversion? It's really that simple, okay? So before we end, I don't know, I'll let my team look. Dud or Stud, what do you think happened at the Stairway to Heaven song? So if you're wondering how long is that song, Stairway to Heaven, it's 8 minutes and 2 seconds. So you might, put that on tonight and have a nice romantic dance with your loved one. So for 8 whole minutes, probably more connection time than you've had in weeks. And yes, the good one came up by a hair, like maybe 6 inches before the other one. So I did have the last dance with the guy I wanted, and I've never been back to the school since. So I hope you guys take your business on a stairway to the top. And if you need our help, please just type call down below and we'll help you out. This information and these 3 series will be here for about another week, and then we'll take it offline. So make sure that you get to see all the replays or you connect with us and get the help that you guys need. See you later. Have a great night, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 5 o'clock.